My name is Meg, and I am the heartbeat inside of In-Kind Brand Design and the Brand Therapy Group. And I am actually going to complete a brand therapy exercise while I talk to you about my experience of rediscovering joy in my life and in my business. But I'm going to focus mostly on my business because that's been, obviously my business is what I'm doing right now, talking to you. And it's such an important thing because I started In-Kind Design as it was out of joy and love and hope. And I think we all as entrepreneurs do that. We're by nature, we're hopeful creatures. We think that we can do something different or better, or we're just full of wonder and excitement for something, and we don't know really what we're doing, and then we jump in with both feet, and it's a great experience, and there's nothing like it. But after 5 years of running my business the way that it was, I was so resentful. I was so unhappy, and I didn't even know why. I got to do really great work, really fun work with really great people, but there was something inside of me that was just angry that I didn't feel like I was getting what I needed. I didn't feel like I was showing up as the person that I wanted to show up as. I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't setting boundaries. I just wasn't doing what I wanted to do. And I knew that I didn't want to do anything dramatically different because I still did love all of the elements of design, all the aspects of what I was doing. It was just the me part of it that was wrong, which was hard to realize. So what I did was I let go of all of my clients, all of these clients, most of them that I had since the inauguration of my business, since I started, and it was so freeing. And I thought, and at the same time I had my daughter, which was a whirlwind and exhausting and one of the best and most harrowing things I've done with my entire life. I read a statistic a while back that said running a small business is the same stress level as having triplets. And I always, whenever I've said that to a small business owner, they say, oh, that's so validating, because, and then when you have the small business and the kids, it's extra. It's just, it's all the stress is in one place. Anyway, so it was a time that made sense for me to shed the excess, to get rid of the things that weren't making me happy. So I just cleared it all away. I cleared away everything that I had built up to that point, and I took the time that I needed to rediscover what it was about the work that made me happy, what it was about design and about creating something that didn't exist before that can change someone's life. That's what brought me joy. That's what brought me that spark of hope and love and happiness that, as small business owners, we know it's so easy to stay up all night working because it's beautiful and it's satisfying. And then I realized that the staying up all night working isn't super healthy, so I worked on my personal boundaries between my work and my business. But the biggest thing that I want to share today is that rediscovery of hope. Because once I realized that that's what I wanted to focus on, was that joy of creating something that had never existed before, that can genuinely change the course of someone's life. That's what I do in branding. And that's what I had to take the time to do for myself. I was unhappy in what I was doing and what I was what I was doing every day, and I was just allowing myself to be comfortable in the pattern of doing the same thing every day. Once I let go of that and there was just all this empty space, I was able to sit back and think about what it was that I actually loved and what it was that I actually wanted to build my future around. And if I hadn't taken that time with that quiet space to figure it out, I never would have gotten there. And that's one of the reasons why I love what I do now and why I believe so strongly in brand therapy, the exercises of brand therapy, the commitment to yourself, to take time to be creative and introspective and questioning yourself and questioning the pattern that you're stuck in. Am I doing what I'm doing because it's what I want? Is it building towards something that's going to make me happy? Or do I kind of feel like maybe I'm just doing this because I don't know what else to do, and I have this horrible dread that I'm not allowing myself to acknowledge, that maybe continuing along on this path is just going to make it worse, is just going to make me more unhappy or more resentful or, God forbid, more checked out of my own life. I can't tell you how much more present I have been for my daughter, for my husband, for my parents, for my friends, since I realized that there was something wrong. There was something wrong in how I was building my own future. We get into running our own businesses because we want to be our own bosses, and we think there's so much freedom in that, but then we take away our own freedom. We don't let ourselves make the decisions that we will benefit from because we think that there's some should or some have to or some reason why we're not allowed to actually live the life that we want to live. And that is what I do. That is what I gift to people. What we work on together. That's the beauty of tackling the emotional piece inside of brand building. A logo is a logo. A logo is a mark on a piece of paper surrounded by white space. And maybe you get some colors, maybe you get some fonts to work with, but what really changes business and changes life is when you talk about the emotional piece of why you're in business in the first place and what it is that you want to get out of being in business. I have this plan to write a whole blog post, and I'll post about it when I do. I want to talk about that. This past year, I had a phrase that was my phrase for the year, and it was, excuse my language, shit or get off the pot. Because I realized that was my opportunity, and if I wasn't going to live my life the way I wanted to, if I wasn't going to build my business and my brand into something that actually made me happy, that I was just going to, I was just going to live the rest of my life unhappy. So I gave myself a year. I gave myself a year to figure out what it was that I wanted to do, figure out if it was possible, restructure my business, restructure my brand, surround myself with beautiful people who helped me through that transition process and discovery process, which was really hard and scary. And it worked. It worked. I am so happy. I took that time, I took that year to get to know myself and my hopes and my dreams. And at the end of it, I feel so much more confident in myself, so much happier in my life, so much less guilty, so much less resentful, so much more fulfilled. God, fulfilled. Everything just feels good. And this is what it's supposed to feel like when you run your own business. This is what it's supposed to feel like. It's supposed to feel like freedom. And I don't know, I want that for everyone. I want to give that to everybody. So this year, my phrase is, the proof is in the pudding. This year is about taking all of this stuff, all the work that I did last year, and proving it out and bringing people along with me and helping other people to experience this incredible transformation from what I was to what I am now. And I gotta tell you, what I am now is happy. So I guess that's all I have to say for today. Thank you very much.